even easier than this. But yeah, I think a lot of you guys are seeing this as a lot. So actually, this is inside the plan. There are two plans, right? This is not inside the unlimited plan. A lot of people are asking. So Paul, can you add the link, like how they can? Because there are two plans in Artist, right? A commercial plan and an
Yeah.
unlimited
So
plan.
let me load it up here, say for
Yeah.
example, okay, folks. So let me open up my screen. Yeah. So when you go to Artistly, right? So this is the Artistly editor, right? So some of these features that we're talking about. So there's two plans for Artistly. Right? There was the $49 basic plan, and then you can get the Elite plan, which will give you everything, right? These features are part of that Elite plan, or if you got the unlimited plan, because there are two plans. Like if you went into Artistly's website, right? So let's just go here. So Artistly, its main website, you go in here. So you hear, right? So if you go here in the bottom, you'll see there's two, right? The artistic commercial, which will say basic, or artistic premium. So they're always going to be like, this is the $49 option, and then there's a $147 option, right? So those folks who got the $49 option, some of these features, majority of them are not available to you. Why did we do that? Well, it's not so much that we're trying to make a huge amount of profit or anything, but the reality is the NVIDIA AI servers we have to do to train this stuff, we have to pay a huge amount of money. Right now, it goes up to like almost, we're paying almost $70,000 a month just for some of these technologies right now. It's not cheap. This is what OpenAI and other people we have to buy and compete against, right? So this plan is what gives you these features. Okay, just so you're wondering, okay, why can't I see that feature? Like I go into Artistly right now, and I go in here and I try to click this element, right? I can't see it. It's locked for me. So you need this account type to be able to do so. Okay, does that make sense? So this plan. Now, if you already got this, there is an option for you to upgrade. Okay, so if you go into your Artistly account, right? So your general Artistly account, you will see an option to upgrade it within your account. Okay, and that is located. So let's say if you go into your Artistly account, let me actually open this up. So you go in here, you see in the Artistly account. So let me open this up here. So here in your traditional general Artistly account, you're going to see this tab called My Purchases. So if you go into My Purchases, right, you will see here, you see I have Artistly Unlimited, which is that $147 plan or whatever it was. And this means I'm done. I have everything, right? Nothing. But you will see, okay, you do not have Elite plan. If you have the basic one, you can upgrade. You will get that option here. Does that make sense? I'm not going to give you a direct link for the Elite because the only way Elite option appears is if you got the basic. If you don't even have Artistly, then you can just go right now to artistly.ai and get that one of those plans. And you'll see an option inside to upgrade if you want to. Okay, so you don't have to. So in other words, to answer your question, if you got this $49 plan, you don't have to pay this $147 again. Okay, it'll be the difference generally, slightly maybe more expensive by like $1 or $2 or something like that. But you can upgrade inside that My Purchases tab. Okay, or you can email our support team at any time. We can guide you through the process. So I'll leave that the support emails here in the bottom right there. You see support at artistly.ai. So you can definitely email our team and say, hey, look, I have the basic. How do I upgrade? If you don't see that in your My Purchases or some link is not appearing properly or whatever. Okay, does that make sense? So make sure that that is clear. Okay. Again, I just want to make sure to understand, right? This plan, we don't make any money. We actually lose money on it. In this, a little bit of money, considering we've done like 4 version updates. We have a full-time machine learning AI engineering team. We have a full-time developer team, customer support team, right? And also, ironically, a lot of people don't understand. Beyond that, our server costs are like $80,000 a month right now, right? Fluctuates because
And
of demand.
millions of
So,
dollars going inside in the advertisement
I'm sorry? Yeah, of course.
and ad money.
Yeah, of course, to acquire new customers and stuff like that too. So just want to make sure you folks understand, right? The reason why we're able to do this, I mean, some people say like this is ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm paying like $59 a month, $97 a month in cases, and all that monthly fees other places. How can you sustain it? Because we've been in this business for so long, right? That we know where the cost optimizations are. We know where, okay, how to negotiate good deals from like server companies, right? Let's say somebody right now has to pay $200,000 a month. I can negotiate it for like $40,000 a month, right? Why? Because I have relationships that I built over the last 15 years, right? Been doing this stuff. So those savings we pass on to you, just so you understand, okay? Because I will say, juxtapose the stuff we're talking about, like you compare, right? Like for like, you ain't gonna get what's available in Artistly in any other application. Let alone you want to pay even $10,000. It's not right. The reason why
Yeah,
is because we use this stuff inside and out every single day,
just
right? But anyway, that's besides the point. I wanted to kind of talk about the idea here of, when you're in Artistly, the updates that you're making, right? A lot of the stuff you see when you come here, like you see, you might get overwhelmed with all these features here, right? I understand. I mean, of course, who wouldn't, right? So what I want you to understand is that's why we do these training sessions. Every Friday, we do these training sessions, right? So that what is the use case you're trying to do and which features apply for these use cases, right? So for example, like we talked about this, right? Like necklaces and these categories that you see here, like hats and stuff like that, right? If you think about it, those who understood what we discussed, right? Let's say for example, any one of these, right? So, and you wanted to use any of these categories that you see right now, right? So let's say, for example, I have this category here. I wanted her to, replace the bottle or whatever. The point is, right? What features apply here? Well, you can face swap her. That will apply, right? Of course, right? So what I would do is I would then use this face swapper feature, right? So this feature would apply because there's a human being here, correct? So the second feature that would apply is, let's say I want to do change her dress color or something like that, right? Well, then I could do either, let's say, for example, the
in
merch
painting.
magic feature we just discussed for the clothing, or alternatively, you could even use, let's say, for the background removal, you can remove the background, right? You see what I'm saying? Different features will have different use cases. You don't have to use all features for what you're trying to achieve, but they're all critical, right? So think of it this way, right? For to learn Photoshop, right? You could go to a university or college for 2 years and still not master it. So what happens is a lot of Photoshop designers, we say, right, who are very good with it, they only master two or three skill sets, right, within Photoshop. They're not masters of every little element. Similarly, you have to decide, okay, I want to use this for an e-commerce business. I want to use it for social media posts, right? I want to use it for YouTube thumbnails, right? Depending on that, those features will apply to you. Does that make sense? So that way you're not overwhelmed. So that's why we do these trainings. So when we say a training like how to create YouTube thumbnails, you know what features are applicable for a thumbnail. You don't have to sit and like watch a whole bunch of tutorials and try to figure it out on your own, right? Which some of you can, but most of you can't, right? Just to answer that question. Similarly, one of the things that we've done here too, right? If you see right here, we have the upscaler that I just adjusted, right? So our upscaler feature, one of the things we're going to be doing, which we're going to be having a future training on, is we are working on an upscaler that can go all the way to 4096 by 4096. Okay, this is
Even higher
useful
than that.
for, yeah, this is useful
6K.
for 300 DPI use case. We keep
Yeah.
talking about it, but nobody has done that yet. Okay, so it's a huge endeavor on our part to figure out how to do it, because when I am an upscale an image to something like this big, right? Canvas, let's just as an example, I'm just saying, right? This small image like this one. First of all, I got to make sure the quality is intact. Nothing gets blurry. Second of all, I have to make sure that proportionately it's expanding, right? So it's not like resizing her head unevenly, her nose unevenly, and all that stuff, right? And thirdly, it should be basically usable, meaning 300 DPI. What do you guys want it? You want it to use it for merchandise. You want to use it for Kindle, some of the other use cases you guys wanted to use it for, let's say, to specific use cases like Etsy and stuff, right? So that's what we're focusing on to solve that problem. It might be of no use for people who have no need for that. Like you would be okay with a traditional upscaler which does maybe 2K, 4K, that kind of thing, right? But that particular feature would be useful for that. So hope that makes sense. So when we do these trainings, we're specializing on aspects of use cases, right? Like what we discussed today, somebody who's into e-commerce, right, will completely understand it right away, right? Like they will get it. Okay, I see the value of it. I understand now for e-commerce. I've paid thousands of dollars, so I understand what I need to do. See? So if you're not in e-commerce, then maybe you don't need this yet. But tomorrow, let's say, well, I have a client or I have a friend, I have a business partner or whatever it is, right? They wanted me to create quickly social media posts, or let's say even WhatsApp is a huge selling platform right now down in Asia, Africa, Latin America. A lot of people don't even have an e-commerce Shopify store. They just have a WhatsApp store, TikTok store, Instagram store, right? So people just message them. They say, okay, I want to buy these earrings. How do they look? These are the type of images that you need to create without having to be a professional photographer and stuff like that, right? So you'll understand that workflow. Similarly, if you see, we were discussing this, right? This mirror magic concept, right? So in the case of mirror magic, as I told you, you can always take an image like this and generate the prompt and recreate an image like this. So let's say, for example, I'm doing here, right? And then you see here, she has dark hair, champagne colored dress. I can change these elements. I can change her dress color and stuff and recreate a brand new image. And then apply all the stuff we just discussed in Magic Elements right now, right? You see what I'm saying? So all these features will come into play, but you don't need to know all of them. Okay. So previously, if you recall, we talked about the storybooks concept, right, in the previous training sessions as well. So for doing storybooks, what do you need? You need multiple pages. We did the training on how to do that, right? If you want to do, for example, stock photography, we have a feature we just discussed just now to create realistic stock photography kind of stuff, right? Which is very useful for cases where you want to display a particular person or in an environment and that kind of stuff. You talked about different styling, right? Say consistent character, but in different styles, right? You see what I'm talking about. Different use cases for different purposes, right? So let's say, for example, you created this image like this, and then somebody is like, look, I want it in 16 by 9. Click on Smart Expand, and then you just click 16 by 9, right? And it will automatically resize accordingly, or 9 by 16, meaning which is a vertical, right? So we have all these features to not overwhelm you, but to actually show you where the true power is, right? And similarly, if you go into the Artistly application, I'll show you here actually. So we have the tutorials tab. A lot of people ask, like, these trainings sometimes are very long. How do I get easy stuff, right? So this is the tutorial. This is a little question mark. Alternatively, if you go into Artistly, the main thing, we have also included, see here, step-by-step tutorials, click here to watch, right? So you click on that or that, and then you click here. So we are always adding these training replays there, and on, right? So sometimes what happens is, like, we talk about these new features in these live trainings right away, and then we'll upload it here in a step-by-step fashion. These are short, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, so you can reference them step-by-step and follow along, right? You don't have to watch all this stuff again and again. But this is to do more Q&A, is what the goal here of these training sessions are, right? Because a lot of you folks have some questions. How do we answer them and make sure that some of the requests that you have, we put them in the application as well, okay? Hope that is clear, all right? So now the
Yeah.
other question is that the way I would suggest you to understand these things is that the value proposition, okay, is not just, okay, I paid 147, 49, 97, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The value proposition is when you go to the actual use cases, right, in real life, you'll understand, okay, wow, this person is actually charging this kind of money to create a brochure or a book cover. Let's say, for example, to create a social media post for me, right? And if you can do that in 2 minutes, that's infinitely valuable, right? So that's how I want you to do, right? So this is the question. So Rune, you got it for 49 bucks. You can upgrade for, I think, 97 bucks or more to get more of it, right? So the point though is the value proposition, right? So if you want to go in, so let's say, for example, let's say you wanted to create, like, if you go into like some of these platforms like Fiverr or whatever, I keep telling this all the time, people don't understand. Time is infinitely more valuable than money, right? You cannot get time when you get it. So let's say, for example, something like logo design, right? So if you go in here, right, you go into logo design and then you try to do some of these things here and here, as you can see here. Let's say somebody is doing it for like whatever, 65 bucks or whatever. It's not so much that 65 bucks. This person has 192 orders in queue to generate these kind of logos, right? The problem here is time. You're going to wait 3 days to get something from them. Nobody has that kind of time these days. You got to be fast, okay? Because you never know how your health will be 3 days from now. You don't know what priorities will appear 3 days from now. You don't know, for example, where, let's say, what deadlines will come in, right? So if you can do it in 2 minutes, what would take 3 days for a normal person, it's infinitely more value than the 65 bucks or whatever it is right now, or the $279 or whatever it is that it's costing here. You see what I'm saying? So understand the value proposition always for everything that you do, okay? So when you get that, it'll make up a lot more, right? So book covers, Anthony, you're asking, we actually have book covers already, the feature. Product shot mockups, not yet, okay? Just to be clear. So book covers are already in there. We have training on that. You can watch the tutorials, okay? And then can I turn a photo into a cartoon? Yes, you can. This is what our custom consistent character feature. We did that training, okay? That's why I say watch our tutorials. See these right here? You'll see those right there, right? You see this, how to create kid storybooks, stock photography, right? You see this custom consistent character. This is what you can upload a photo and create a cartoon, right? This is what we're talking about right here, as you can see. So hope that is clear. All right. Now another thing is that this is a good question. We're actually working on this. So one of the things that if you go into the Artistly's editor, like here, right? So this is a little bit complicated. It's going to take time. We're not going to give you an ETA, like a deadline on this. But let's say this is considered one page, right? So what we're working on is you can scroll down and have multiple pages, right? Some of
Yes,
the
sir.
platforms like Canva do this really well. So that's something we're working on. So that way we'll have everything in one project is in different pages, right? The only
Yes.
thing that we're working on, we already know how to do it, is just that speed. You see now when I move her around, how fast it is. We want to make sure that speed is ensured even when we do 10 pages, 20 pages like this in the editor itself. Okay. Hope that is clear. All right. So hope that is clear. Yes, you see any other questions right now, we'll answer them and we'll call it a day because I want to
Yep,
make sure the
I
people
think
watch
we're
the
all
replay later
clear.
on.
Yeah, I think we're all clear. It's just that elite things and all that. So you can see because a lot of people are getting confused. Like they have to pay 149 to get the unlimited. You
Yeah,
don't
so
have to
basically,
pay.
if you got this 49, okay, you go in here. It's very simple. You got the commercial license for 49 bucks, right? There will be an option for you to upgrade for I think another 99, 97 bucks or something like that instead of all paying 147 again. Hope that is clear, okay? Secondly, you'll see an option in Artistly. If you go into the standard application, like you go into the application, right? So and when you log into app.artistly or whatever it might be, in there, you're also going to see the option, right? You see here. In here, you're going to see my purchases. So here it says Artist Unlimited because I have the unlimited account. You'll see, okay, you have this account access right now, upgrade. It's going to be an upgrade option. You can click on it and upgrade there as well, okay? So hope that is clear. The main thing though, for these features, so you understand, right, is the ability where we are going to is the AI agents. Okay, so AI design agents. So that's the reason why, if anything, you want to upgrade for that reason alone, is because of the bulk creation process. Okay, so what happens is if I go to create design right now and I go into fast image designer, we're going to do that same thing in other places too. But let's assume, right, if I go into this prompt magic and then we do kid storybooks, you see how it says how many pages you want, how many characters you want, right? So this is where the future is headed. So that means, for example, we talked about the jewelry products right now, or watches, or rings, or all this other stuff, right? Imagine you uploaded 10 photos, and you say, look, just these are the 10 photos, and immediately put this watch in all those 10 photos. I don't even want to think, just do it, right? It will automatically think, and it will automatically do for all those 10 images and get it. The problem with that one is you need the highest end AI servers, right, from NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a monopoly right now. So you need these servers. So it does a lot of thinking for you. Like imagine ChatGPT reasoning, right? What does it do? It reasons. Ah, okay, this person wanted this instruction. It was not this instruction. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find what they're looking for, try to put together the solution. I'm going to give it to them. You see? So that's where we are headed. And that's why, if anything, you want to upgrade to the highest level for Artistly just for that reason alone. Because just being able to generate 10 images or 20 pages or 30 pages or whatever it is that you can do right now, right? And we can keep increasing it, requires behind the scenes thinking, right? Which AI has to do. And that costs a lot of time, energy, compute resources, we say. Hope that is clear, all right? So if anything, you want to do that. That's the vision for Artistly going forward, which is we want to make it end-to-end solution. And that will require a lot of compute resources behind the scenes to make it happen. And it removes the creativity from your part completely. Another cool thing that we're doing, right? So when we know what features you folks are using, the AI will become smarter and smarter, right? So for example, here, let's say we're finding that like most people have two characters for the storybooks, or we talked about the custom elements, right? Today we talked about this magic AI elements feature. So we're finding most people are using sunglasses or we're using this rings and stuff like that. We can make it better and better because we know what you folks are using right now. Okay, so that way we can fine tune our models and fine tune our research basically on what most people are using. Now what we're guessing works really well. Does that make sense? All right, Yash, you can say any questions you see. I'll answer them for another couple of minutes. If not, I will call it a day. Did you guys find it helpful? Let me know so far because we don't want to do this for like hours and hours and then you can review them because a replay will be automatic on YouTube.
True, true, true. Yep, absolutely. I don't see. Yes, we did show Ashley regarding the perfume model, and as we said, right, we were working. There's something going behind, behind the scenes that allow you to do the holding and all. So, and yes, we're gonna do the the multi-pages feature inside the inside one multi-pages inside one product that's coming up, just so that you guys are in check. What's coming up. It's basically the ability, because I know that currently a lot of you guys were saying that, okay, the object the object remover is not smarter, sometimes it does not work as expected. We are upgrading that functionality. We're upgrading the functionality of removing the background. It's the best remove background we're gonna be we're actually working on upscaling, so it's not just 2K, it's 4K, 5K, 6K, 300 DPIs and all. So we're working on that. We're working on seamless patterns ability. We're working on one-click AI agents for you that basically goes from an complete idea, from an absolutely one idea to a finished product in one click. So it's just so many things, and you're gonna love this. And we're gonna make sure that it's gonna be the easiest possible way for you to use it, which basically, with the help of you guys, we achieve our goal together, so becoming the greatest AI image application on this planet. And I'm just so love this. I really, really appreciate your feedback and everything, whether it is constructive criticism, whether it is positive feedback, negative feedback. Give it, put everything out there, and we'll improve upon it. We'll make it better. We'll ship it faster than you can imagine, and we'll make sure that this is the only image application that you would have to use. Dump all the other application if you want to, and everything is in one place. Because just so you know, right, similar application like this, right, charges you $900, right? Like just for being ability for a canvas feature, right? What you call about anything, right? That being aside, just really appreciate you guys for spending your precious time with us till the very end. And with that being said, that's pretty much it for today. I'll see you in the next week with some more cool features and more cool trainings with monetization strategies, with new features and a whole lot of stuff. So with that being said, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Till then,
Yeah, see you in the
take
next
care.
one, folks. And this replay will be automatic on YouTube, so you can reference it again. I'll post it in our Facebook group as well for those who are part of that. And finally, of course, some of the things we did discuss, we'll be having more detailed training on that. One of the things was perfume bottle with perfect text. We discussed that, right? Multiple pages. We talked about like the AI design agents concept, and all that stuff is coming in. What we want to talk about in these trainings is perfection, meaning today you can do it, not something that's coming up a week or 10 days or even a day from now and stuff like that. You can do stuff today where you can, what we discussed, create your own AI influencers, having them wear your own products, rings, watches, sunglasses, anything pretty much you can imagine, you can do. Now, if once the improvements to that will be even better and better as we go along, once we get feedback from you. And where do you get the feedback? We have our Facebook group, but also you can put it in support at artistly.ai. You can ping us there and say, look, I'm having this issue, can you please fix it? And we'll be happy to do that as well. Okay, hope that is clear. And so watch out for the other training sessions coming up as well. We do this every Friday, so just put that in your calendar to show up. If not, watch the replay on a Saturday or Friday evening or whatever your time zones are. We'll keep it short and sweet, to the point. And of course, to answer the question people always ask us is, hey, look, this is an hour long. What about like a short 10, 15-minute thing? That's in the tutorial section. So we summarize the features there step by step. So in case you want to reference it, you can do that too. The idea with these is to do Q&A as well, along with showing you the features, because we get some ideas as well, right? One of the things that people were asking, which was funny, was t-shirts, which was already available in Merch Magic, right? Which was already a feature available for the last many, many months. But you, just because of us showing you how to do earrings and pendants and watches, natural progression would have been to ask t-shirts. Maybe is that in this category, it was already there, right? But it's good idea now you came, because now next time you're like, okay, I know Artistly can do that, right? So that's the basic idea. So watch out for the training sessions and our emails and stuff. Keep a close eye, because as I mentioned, some of the things internally we're doing research and development. A lot of people don't know this. We have our own full-time machine learning AI engineers with PhD level skills. So they're doing all this R&D work. So most of the stuff you're talking about is first to market. Nobody's even thinking about it. And even those who are thinking about it cannot achieve it because there's no readily available system available like from OpenAI or ChatGPT or something, right? These are all custom stuff you're working on behind the scenes. That's why sometimes it may not be perfect right out of the box. That's why we don't release it. We talk about it because it's coming soon, because we are very close to achieving perfection on it, right? So that's the basic idea, okay? So make sure you pay attention to these trainings and feature updates and stuff. And of course, we have our roadmap as well. So you can suggest features there as well. If not, you can email our support team. We'll put it in the roadmap ourselves. But watch out for these trainings, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside in understanding some of these features as well. So take care, folks. Watch out for other training sessions.